Hello, and welcome to this fifth lecture of this section on optimizing and predicting of the winning prototype development course. I am Arun Singhal, your management coach and mentor with 40 years of experience in people development. So, in this section, we have been working on giving you some good understanding of how can we optimize, especially the cost part, and start getting into predicting some of the behaviors of the prototype, especially on the cost side. And the performance side, we will take a look at little later. So, what are we going to do in this lecture? Is we have come a long way in taking a look at the whole prototype development process. So, we'll do a quick recap and talk about the next step because it's a possibility that you might get lost in this whole lot of details that we went through in this 5 6 sections on prototype development, right? So let's take a look at what all did we do. So we started with answering this question of how would we go about optimizing and making prediction in this section, and that we in this section, right? And that has come about after following like four other steps previously, starting with determining CTQs, developing, understanding the design requirements before we went on to develop the best design ideas, identifying parts in process design, and we were now looking at optimizing and prediction. And in this optimizing and prediction, we have looked at in terms of we have been optimizing earlier in the design best design idea in terms of the materials and process by using design of experiments, and we have a process scorecard, we have CTQs, and what we haven't done is the consumer validation, which we will do in the next section. And what we have spent a lot of time is on the cost side. We have done the cost optimization using the tools like Timwood and theory of constraint that can help minimizing the waste as well as maximizing the throughputs. So on one side, with minimization of waste, we can reduce the cost components like labor and materials. And at the same time, the theory of constraint, we could minimize the fixed cost because with the same cost, we are able to produce a lot more compared to what earlier we would be doing. So, what do we do next in this case? So, we have done optimization cost. Now, there are other optimizations that you could do that we will partly skip here. There are things like in consumer product, you need to do concept hazard analysis. What are the hazards associated with the product that you do through what is called stability studies. So you put the product under certain conditions and see whether the product remains stable after a certain amount of year that you will promise for customers to the product to be safe enough. Then also in the pharmaceutical product, you do what is called clinicals. You actually give and see the side effects. So there are different kind of safety and benefits that you look at. What we will do in the next section, little more detail, is how do we do the customer validation? How do we kind of get into the process of making prediction of what kind of market can we get, what kind of buying we can get from this product at the particular price that we have optimized. And it could be this product, it could be a couple of prototypes, and we will see as we go along that it will be good to have at this stage couple of prototypes that we can go ahead and take and see which is the best working. And as I was saying, this we will do through a step that we started earlier with on the concept use testing. So we have, if you look at this whole process, we have started with winning concept as a starting advantage. Then we went into a long process of prototype development involving CTQ determination, understanding the design requirements, then getting a best design idea, determining parts and process, and then optimizing and predicting. So we have now at this stage couple of prototypes hopefully, and we will see which of these go beautifully with the consumers, and those would become the winning prototype. So what do we do next? So for you have an assignment here. While we will move on to in the parallelly, we will move on to the next section of concept use test. to do the customer validation, get feedback on how much they like, are they willing to buy this product, is it delivering on the promise, kind of questions that we will talk about in a lot more details in the next section. So thank you so much for watching this last lecture of optimizing predicting in this course on developing winning prototype. I hope you continue to learn something new, enjoy, and I look forward to see you again in the next lecture.